Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to today's lesson, which is Grammar and Conventions from Bad Boy by Walter Dean Myers. Again, this is a memoir. It is written in first person and it is a memory from the author's life. So I want you to turn to page 67 in your My Perspectives book. This is your conventions page. And what we're going to talk about today are adjectives and adverbs. I know you've heard the word adjectives many times in the past, and maybe you've heard about adverbs, maybe not. Writers use adjectives and adverbs to make their writing more precise and lively. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. And an adjective will answer one of these questions. What kind? Which one? How many? Or how much? So the chart below explains or shows examples of adjectives in the questions they answer. So if you said brick house, that tells you what kind of house it is. It's a brick house, so brick describes house. That judge, which one? That's what it answers. That one. How many? One lion. One is the adjective that describes lion. And no time explains how much. We have no time. Now, an adverb is a word that modifies a verb. And if you look at the word adverb, if you cover up the AD, verb is right there. Okay? So an adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. And an adverb answers one of these questions: where, when, in what way, or to what extent. So let's look at the examples below. Pushed down. Where? Down. Will leave soon. When? Soon. Works carefully. In what way? Or how? Carefully. Nearly won. To what extent? Nearly. So let's take a closer look at adjectives and adverbs. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun or a pronoun. He seems strange. Strange is an adjective that describes the pronoun he. The response was quick. Quick is an adjective that describes the noun response. And be careful on Friday the 13th. Careful is an adjective that describes the implied pronoun of you. So an adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that describes, modifies, or intensifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Most adverbs are formed with the addition of the ly suffix to the existing adjective. So words that end in ly are typically adverbs. He behaves strangely. Strangely is an adverb that describes the verb behaves. It tells us how he behaves, in what way. They respond extremely quickly. Extremely is an adverb that intensifies the adverb quickly. So you actually have two adverbs in that sentence. And extremely says to what extent he responds quickly. Be particularly careful on Friday the 13th. Particularly is an adverb that describes the adjective careful. It's telling you how you should be careful. So that seems simple enough. But knowing the difference between adjectives and adverb seems simple when you know what the word is intended to modify, but you need to be careful. If we look at Greg looked sympathetic, and then Greg looked sympathetically at the mourners. In the first sentence, sympathetic is describing the noun Greg, so it's an adjective. But in the second sentence, sympathetically is describing the verb looked. And it ends in ly, so that's our adverb. Wait, let's look at just a few more. So we're going to look at using an adjective to modify a noun and then the use of an adverb to modify a verb. She looked cold. But if we were to use it as an adverb, she looked coldly at the heckler. Very different sentences. I felt sick. Sick describes how I felt. So that's the adjective. As an adverb, I felt carefully for the switch. Your homemade ice cream tastes delicious. I will gladly taste your homemade ice cream. Her perfume smelled floral. Floral describes the perfume. My dog enthusiastically smells everything he finds in the park. That country song sounds depressing. The alarm sounded loudly to warn us to leave the building. Again, if you look in the adverb side of this slide, all the adverbs end in ly. That is a definite sign that you have an adverb. So what should you watch out for, though? People often confuse the meanings of real and really. The animal has real charm. That means he has genuine charm. Real is an adjective meaning genuine. He is really charismatic, means you're very charismatic. And really is an adverb meaning very. And you should also watch out for sure and surely because people often confuse these. I am sure the food will taste good. I am certain. Sure is an adjective meaning certain. The food surely smells good. Certainly smells good. And surely is an adverb meaning certainly. You have an adjective and adverb worksheet to work on. So let's take a look at that real quick. At the top, you will find the description for an adjective and the questions that it answers, as well as an adverb and the questions that would answer. In part A, you're going to underline each adjective in the following sentences from Bad Boy and highlight the word or the adjective, highlight the word the adjective modifies. Do not include the articles a, an, or the. So those cannot be underlined as an adjective. And some sentences may have more than one adjective. So let's look at question number 1. I began taking a brown paper bag to the library to bring my books home in. And if you look, brown describes paper. So you can underline brown as an adjective and highlight paper. But you also can highlight or underline paper because paper describes the type of bag that it is. So brown and paper are our adjectives that describe the type of bag. I'm sorry, brown does not, well, it does describe paper, but it also describes bag. So you're going to go through questions number 2, 3, and 4 in the same manner. Now in part B, you're going to underline each adverb in the following sentences. So let's look at number 1. Athletes were highly respected in Walter Dean Myers' childhood community. So we want to look for the word that ends in ly. That's our little kind of cheat to help us find it. And here it is. So you would just underline that. And then you're going to do numbers 2 and 3 in the same manner. Then you also have this worksheet to do. So again, the top of the page gives you the directions or the definitions and explanation of adjective and adverb and examples. In part A, you're going to read each sentence, paying special attention to the underlined adjective. Then on the line, you're going to tell which question the underlined adjective answers. Does it answer what kind, which one, how many, or how much? Let's look at question number 1. I want to change my ink to red. At the sleepover, the kids told scary stories. So scary is our adjective and it describes story. What question does it answer? Hopefully you said what kind. It's telling us what kind of story we're listening to. So you would just write what kind on the line. And you're going to do 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the same manner. You're going to look at the underlined adjective and you're going to tell us on the line which question it answers. In part B, you're going to underline or highlight each adverb in the sentence below. The number in parentheses tells how many adverbs are in each sentence. So if we look at number 1, Kwame is a highly respected author and a greatly admired artist. There are 2 adverbs in this sentence, and hopefully you were looking for that ly ending. We have highly and we have greatly. You're going to do numbers 2 and 3 in the same manner.